Hey! Yes, it's the comic book review show. Yeah, I've dropped the Friday bit. It was just getting too annoying trying to get a video up on Friday. Why it's so difficult, I don't know. But there you go. Before I start, if you hear any banging and crashing, it's Kirby the ferret. He's wanting attention, but he's already had attention, so it gets some attention after I've done this. Um, yeah, how are you all? How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well. Hope everything is absolutely splendid for everybody. Um, I'm not too bad. I still do what we all do, and that's love and read comics. First up on this review show, movie news. We have got. I'm going to have to do this with my notes. We have got Peter Dinklage. Uh, I've probably I've probably pronounced his name completely wrong because I always pronounce everybody's name completely wrong. He is the guy who's plays the little guy in Game of Thrones. Well, he's supposed to be a major character in the new X-Men Days of Future Past movie. Uh, Nobody knows just yet who he's supposed to be playing. There's been a few names banded about, but supposedly he's meant to be a major antagonist. I've heard people say possibly he'd be playing Puck, um, but then would Puck be a baddie in the X-Men movie? Would they make Puck a baddie just because of the movie? Uh, could he be playing? What was the other one? It's the Sentinel Nimrod. Could he be playing that character? Nimrod does have uh, shape changing ability, so you never know. Could be. Also for the X-Men Days of Future Past movie, uh, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine character is meant to have a huge part in this movie. Not only is he having his own movie coming out very soon as Wolverine, he will also be near enough starring in the X-Men Days of Future Past movie. So how close are they going to be for the whole story arc in the X-Men comics? Will they play that very close to the story, or will they go off on a slight tangent? Who knows? If you have any ideas of what you want to see in the Days of Future Past movie, or you have any ideas of who Peter Dinklage is going to be playing, comment section down below. Also, movie news. Marvel, as they appear to be one of the only comic companies at the moment who is putting out any decent movies, other than obviously DC with the Batman ones. But I mean, in the future, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. We have got Jason Momoa possibly playing Drax. Jason Momoa is probably better known recently for playing Conan in the Conan the Barbarian movie. What do you think of this? Is he, would he be your ideal person to play Drax? If not, who would you rather see playing Drax? Comment section down below. It'd be fantastic. Finally, with the whole movie and TV and live action thing going on, Arrow, the DC TV, the DC Comics TV show of the Green Arrow, has been picked up for a second series. Are you enjoying the series? I know I am. Are you looking forward to seeing the second series? If you are, let us know down below. If you're not enjoying it, and you say why you're not enjoying it, comment section down below. I think Arrow is probably one of the best TV series. Actually, no, that's going a bit overboard. It is a very good show, though. It is a very good show. If you're not watching it, give it a chance. Give it a go because it is very good. Personally, I was a bit dubious about Arrow when I first saw the first trailers for it and read the premise. I thought, would Green Arrow really, would he transfer well over to the small screen and that? But it's doing pretty good actually, doing very good indeed. Um, finally, I have some things to talk about, and yes, you'll be seeing me going like this a bit because I'll be looking at my notes. the comic companies have brought out their listings for May, so I've actually got something to talk about in the in the comics section of this video. First up, we have Marvel Comics with Superior Spider-Man in May. The title is starting to play the old Spider-Man No More card. Yes, it looks like Otto Octavius may be being kicked out of Peter Parker's body. Uh, is this too soon? Is this not soon enough? Would you have rather seen Otto Octavius being kicked out in issue 701 of Amazing Spider-Man? Are you one of one of the people that are actually enjoying Superior Spider-Man and this whole new way that Spider-Man is going? If you are, I mean, I'm actually enjoying it. Strangely enough, I was one of those people that thought, a bit like Arrow. Actually, I was a bit don't know about this, but yeah, I'm actually enjoying Superior Spider-Man. I think it probably would have been better if it was just a story arc in Amazing Spider-Man. I don't think they needed really to bring it in as a brand new #1, and especially if they're going to get rid of Otto. Whether they will or not, I don't know. This is just my own, my own idea of what could be happening after issue. I think it's 9 and 10 in May of Superior Spider-Man. But yeah, are you enjoying Superior Spider-Man? Do you like what's going on with that comic? If you do, if you don't, comment down below. You know the old thing. New comics in May for Marvel. We have Thanos Rising, the miniseries, #1 coming out for that. That looks pretty interesting. It's supposedly a dimension spanning and time spanning series. Thing is, with that, you've also got Age of Ultron, which looks like it is going to be a dimension and time spanning series comic crossover event for Marvel. Does Marvel need that many dimension and time spanning comics going on at this moment in time? Thanos Rising, will you be buying it? Is it anything that's going to be interesting you? Obviously, they're going to be trying to bring this character out into the open for people to be able to figure out who he is in readiness for his starring role in Avengers 2, possibly even in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie as well. Uh, Also, interestingly enough, we have for May Iron Man 258.1 to 258.4 being printed. These are all part of the Armor War 2. I'm taking it's going to be an Armor War 2, an add-on bit to the original Armor War 2 that was originally published in 258 to 266, I think it was it? Yeah, 258 to 266 of the original Iron Man series. Um, does Marvel really need to do this? Is there any stories? Is it is this one of those stories that needs to be added to? I'm taking it that issues 258.1 to 258.4 are going to be a story that happens in between issue 258 and 259. I'll have to admit I haven't read the Armor Wars from Iron Man. I've known about it, but quite frankly, Iron Man was never one of those characters that really interested me. As for these point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6, point 9, point 24 comics that Marvel like to release every now and then, I've not really got a problem with that as long as it adds something to the story, as long as it's just not something that it's going to be brought out, just basically to make money. Obviously, it's brought out to make money, but as long as it's a reason for it to be brought out other than making money, you know. Are you going to be interested? Are you going to be picking these up? Will you be getting these 4 issues as the extra for the Armor Wars 2? Were you even interested in the original story arc for Armor Wars 2, or even the original Armor Wars? Um, what are your feelings on this? Comment section down below. Love to hear from you. Always like reading comments and that. we have also got from Mark Miller supposedly the third and final installment for the Kick-Ass universe. Yes, Kick-Ass 3 comes out in May. Um, have you been enjoying Kick-Ass? Do you like the series? Personally, I thought the first one was absolutely brilliant, groundbreaking series. Second one, it was okay, but that did seem to be violence for the sake of violence. I know Kick-Ass, the first Kick-Ass series was violent in any case, but the second series just seemed to be just, you know, it just seemed like they were doing things in there just for the sake of trying to outdo what they did in the first Kick-Ass series. And if that follows on, Kick-Ass 3 could be absolute carnage from what I've read of Kick-Ass 2. Will you be getting Kick-Ass 3? Are you interested in Kick-Ass at all? What do you think of it? What do you think of the movie? Are you looking forward to the Kick-Ass 2 movie? And I'm taking it there's going to be a Kick-Ass 3 movie. There's possibly, I've read somewhere that Kick-Ass 2 is supposed to incorporate the Hit Girl miniseries as well. I've also read other places that there's supposed to be a Hit Girl spin-off movie, which is supposed to be the Hit Girl miniseries in the comics. Which one of those would you prefer? Would you prefer to see Hit Girl in her own movie, or would you prefer to see it incorporated into Kick-Ass 2? If you have any thoughts whatsoever on the whole Kick-Ass thing, comment section down below. Love to hear from you. I've got to stop saying that now because I'm saying it near every time I say this. Finally, for Marvel, we have one comic being cancelled, and that is Dark Avengers with issue 160. Sorry, 190. It's I've read places I've read places that have said that it's been critically acclaimed and it's been well received by fans and reviewers alike. I've only read a few of the issues of them, and it's not one of those ones that's really grabbed me personally. But are you reading Dark Avengers? Will you be sad to see it go, or is it just one of those comics that is a good comic, but it's just gone underneath the radar, so to speak? On to Valiant Entertainment now, and obviously we have the whole Harbinger War still going on in the Valiant universe, and in the Exo Man of War comic we have the Death Planet going on as well. Not only that, but you also have Archer and Armstrong #0 and Shadow Man #0 as well. I can't praise Valiant enough personally. Valiant Comics are one of I've got to say, one of the best comic companies that are out there at this moment in time. If you aren't reading anything from Valiant Comics, then I implore you, please pick up a trade or even see if you can get some of the back issues. There are going to be re-releases of the first issues of all of the Valiant comics: the Archer and Armstrong, Bloodshot, Exo Man of War, Harbinger, Shadow Man. Um, they are all going to have their first issue reissued on May the 1st. So if you're going to be going to your local comic book shop on May the 4th for Free Comic Book Day, it would be a perfect time to pick up these issues for $1. Yeah, for $1. So that's going to, I'm not quite sure what price it's going to be in the UK. If it's an exchange rate, I'd imagine it's going to be something like 50p or 79p or something like that. So, but I really do think everybody should be reading what Valiant's bring out, because they are just doing absolutely phenomenal stuff over there, and it is by far one of the best comic companies out there, quite frankly. IDW, we have got uh, Doomsday Point 1, #1 by John Byrne. Originally, it was published by Charlton Comics in the 1970s about a group of astronauts that return to Earth after a massive nuclear war has happened, and they are the only survivors of the planet Earth. Or are they? Do you remember reading the first series of that in the 1970s? Have you picked up any of the old issues? Uh, do you like John Byrne stuff? Will you be interested in picking this comic up? From what I've seen, it's going to be a $3.99 one because I think IDW only print $3.99 comics. Uh, is that a problem for you? Do you have a problem with picking up comics that are going to cost you $4 a month, or would you rather get something else that you would, would you rather spend your money on something else than that? Also from IDW, we have got the Transformers Prime uh, Beast Hunters #1, which is going to star the Dinobots. And I've not really been a Transformers fan since I was about 15, 16, I think. So I've not really read any of the new Transformers stuff coming out from IDW. I know their Transformers Regeneration 1 has started off again from issue 81 of the original Marvel series. And talking about that, I've got to say the cover to Transformers Regeneration 1, number 91, cover B, looks absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me so much of what the Marvel Comics series look like, and it also reminds me of the weekly comic series that we had here in the UK. How the artwork in that looks like. I will put a link up down below in the description box down below, so you can all have a look at the cover for Transformers Regeneration 1, number 91, cover B. Um, are you interested in the Transformers comics? Are you buying the Transformers comics from IDW? Are you enjoying them? Is it as good as I've heard some people say they are? Are they very close to the original Marvel stories that were coming out in the, what was it, mid to late 80s, early 90s? Love to hear from you there. And finally, with IDW, we have nothing, because that was it. From Image Comics, and as every month, Image brings out a whole slew of new #1s. The one that really grabbed my eye for May was 10 Grand by J. Michael Straczynski and artwork by Ben Templesmith. It's bringing back J. Michael Straczynski's Joe's Cafe. Was it Joe's Cafe? Yeah, Joe's Comics. Sorry, it always reminded me of a cafe sign, the Joe's Comic sign that it had on the cover. So that's what I call it, Joe's Cafe. Yeah, it brings back the Image imprint of Joe's Comics. They had originally brought out the Midnight Nation miniseries and the Rising Stars series as well, both by Straczynski. This one, 10 Grand, is all about a mob enforcer who falls in love and decides to get out of the job. He decides also to do one last job for his boss, which unfortunately is a guy who is heavily into demonology. The guy survives the attempt on his life, only to kill um, the main hero in the story, and also kills his love of his life. Just as he's about to die, he is given a chance to redeem himself from all his past sins by possibly an angel, who says that after every time he does a job for them, and if he dies, when he dies, he will have 5 minutes with his loved one before he gets brought back to life again to go on to another mission for the good guys. It sounded like a really good premise for stories. I personally like Straczynski's writing. I know there's a lot of problem. People have got a lot of problems with him after the Spider-Man, his run on Spider-Man, and the way that ended. From what I understand, He didn't have much to do with that actually, but there you go. What do you think of Straczynski's writing? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Like I said, personally, I enjoy his writing. I enjoyed Rising Stars and Midnight Nation, and I also enjoyed his run on The Brave and Bold from DC Comics as well, which I thought was a pretty good go. If you are interested in this comic, let me know. Let me know what you think. And from DC Comics, even though I won't be buying anything from them until I feel that I can do, uh, there are still a few things that are interesting from the company. We have got from, well, there are loads of annuals being brought out in May. You've got Red Hood and the Outlaws, annual number 1, Catwoman number 1. The one that really caught my eye was Batman Dark Knight annual number 1, which looks like it could be a possible Edgar Allan Poe-ish sort of themed story. The title of it is Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, which might give the game away a little bit. It showcases 3 stories in it, which stars the Scarecrow, the Penguin, and another character whose name I've completely forgotten. So there you go, mystery character, we'll call them that. And they all do what they do. Try to destroy and kill Batman and commit crimes in Gotham City. The actual information from DC Comics at the time was a bit sketchy for what happens. So, but yeah, that's one comic that could be interesting from DC. Also, we have from DC Comics, uh, we have Jeff Jones leaving Green Lantern as of issue 20 of the new rebooted, well, it's not actually rebooted, but the new numbered Green Lantern series. Jeff Jones will be leaving his writing post there. He has been writing Green Lantern for 9 years now. I would have to say his highlight, or at least the highlight for me, was the Blackest Night story that he did, which I thought was an amazing series to write. Uh, Again, personally, I feel that what's been happening in Green Lantern recently has just been Jeff Jones painting by numbers, if you excuse the pun. Yeah. Um, but yeah, what do you think of Jeff Jones leaving Green Lantern after 9 years on the job? Have you enjoyed his run? Have you, like me, thought that maybe maybe these last 20 issues have been a little bit lackluster compared to what he's done previously on Green Lantern? Or do you really enjoy what he's doing now? And let me know. And finally, no, not finally. Um, sorry. Um, Also, from DC in May, we have some returns of old costumes. Power Girl gets her old costume back in World's Finest number 12, and Apollo and Midnighter get their old costumes back in Stormwatch number 20, written by Jim Starlin. Uh, what's your take on this? Do you feel that maybe DC Comics is starting to try to reintroduce the old or the previous DC universe into their new 52? Or do you think this is just some way of trying to snag the old DC fans like myself, trying to get them back into the fold, saying, look at this, this is only, you know, we've got their old costumes back, come back into the fold, read what we want you to read us, read us. What do you think on that? Another thing that's making me think that they're trying to get the older DC Comics back, DC Comics fans back, is the fact that they are publishing Adventures of Superman number 1. It is a digital first comic, which means it is published partly in digital first. So you get about, I think it's about 6 pages or 6 images per story digital first. I believe if it's anything like the anime girls that they're doing at the moment, it'll be something like that. and this one, by the looks of the cover of the first issue, has Superman back in his old red trunks outfit, which I think is brilliant. It's a classic, iconic outfit for Superman, and quite frankly, it's the best. My personal view on it is, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it, because you just end up screwing it up. This is written by Orson Scott Card, Aaron Johnson, and Jeff Parker, with artwork by Chris Sprouse, Carl Story, and Chris Samney, with a cover by Brian Hitch, which, if it is the cover that I think it is, looks brilliant. As I said, because it's got Superman back in his old costume. Now, what do you think of this? Are you going to be interested in picking this up? Because it looks like Superman's back from the before reboot Superman that we've got now. Will you be not interested in it at all? How do you feel about DC Comics trying to possibly woo the older comic fans back by bringing in all of these old costumes and that for the characters after they've well, not even after 2 years after they've rebooted the universe? How do you feel about this? Let me know. And finally, we have fans of Scott Snyder out there. We have him writing a Vertigo comic. #1 of The Wake comes out in May, and if you like Scott Snyder's writing, do you like? A lot of people are saying that his Batman is one of the best Batmans they've read in a long time. Will you be picking this up? He also wrote American Vampires. Did you enjoy that? Is Scott Snyder one of these writers that you would read anything he wrote? Let me know. And that is it so far for what's coming up in May for the comics. Oh, I will quickly pick up some bits and pieces here for a quick review. I will say this very quickly. Anybody who is a Doctor Who fan out there in the UK, if you go to your newsagents tomorrow, you may be lucky enough to be able to pick up a copy of the Radio Times. This is the cover of the Radio Times, yeah? Inside this, they have got news and information on the 50th anniversary celebrations for Doctor Who that's going to be happening this year. Also, parts on the dramatized documentary on the creation of the first ever episode of Doctor Who, written by Mark Gatiss, however you want to pronounce his name, who has written lots of Doctor Who stories as well in the past. And also, not only do you get the articles inside about Doctor Who, but you also get, and this is the reason why I picked it up, I'm not trying to damage it, free postcards, free Doctor Who postcards. These are prints of Radio Times covers for Doctor Who, and as you can see here, you have the Matt Smith, and she's only been gone for one episode. I've already forgotten her name. The 11th Doctor cover there for Radio Times. You have a John Pertwee Doctor there cover there. You have a Patrick Troughton cover, and you have a David Tennant cover there, and it's £1.60. I know it's a lot of money, and it's just basically a TV and radio listings magazine, but it's with Doctor Who, so why not? That's just anybody out there who's a Doctor Who fan or who wants to. And unfortunately, that's only available in the UK as well. Right, 3 comics I'm going to quickly see if I can quickly review today. 3 comics that caught my eye from the Wednesday before last, which would have been the 6th of February. They come out on the 6th of February. We have got two from Marvel and two from Marvel and one from Valiant. First up from Marvel, we have the Fearless Defenders #1 by Cullen Bunn and Will Sliney, and this shows the new all-female group of Valkyrie and Misty Knight, how they join together. Misty Knight's trying to bust a smuggling ring, only to let out a load of Viking ghouls and that who attack her in a archaeological dig. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't remember the word archaeological then for a second. Valkyrie comes in to help her, and big old Viking fun is had by all. The artwork in here by Sliney is really nice, really nice. Cullen Bunn's writing in here is pretty good. I'm hoping that this will go really well with the new X-Men series that's coming out, the all-female X-Men series. Now you have this, and you've also got the X-Men all-female group coming out in next month, I believe, or in April. April, isn't it? April, yeah. Looks like Marvel are actually going ahead with their making the female characters in their universe front and center of their comic books. You've got the new Captain Marvel series as well, which if it had a new artist, I probably would be interested in reading, but I don't know, I just can't get on with that artist really. But yeah, Fearless Defenders is a really fun story, really good and really fun comic to read, and the artwork in it is really cool, and I am definitely looking forward to seeing issue 2 of this. Issue 4 of this, which is coming out in May, got a really interesting cover. If it's the main cover that it's going to be coming with, I don't know if you remember, years and years ago, you used to be able to get these what they call cardboard dollies, where you would have a picture of somebody and you'd stick the page onto a bit of cardboard, cut it out, and then you'd be able to put the clothes on. Well, on the front cover of issue 4 of this, I think it's issue 4 anyway, you've got a picture of Valkyrie on it with all her body armor and that all around her, and you can, if you want to really damage your comic, I would advise probably just seeing if you can photocopy the cover if you want to do it. But yeah, you can actually cut out Valkyrie on the cover and all her stuff. I'll put a link down below if I remember for a picture of the cover so you can see what it's like. But yeah, Fearless Defenders, really good story, really nice artwork in it, and if you want me to give it a score, I would have to give it a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. Really good start to this series. Looking forward to issue 2 on that. Also from Marvel, we have Avengers #5, and this one at the moment in the Avengers comics. So I'm just trying to put the Fearless Defenders away without damaging them. At the moment with the Avengers series, we have got the origins of the new heroes that are in. Beforehand, we had in issue 4, we had the origin of Hyperion and how he become trapped in the Earth 616 universe that he's in now. This is the origin of the new Smasher, of the Imperial Guard of the Shi'ar Empire. It shows how character Izzy Dare finds the goggles of Vrildach, who was the original Smasher, which was first seen in long time ago, long time ago. I can't remember exactly what issue it was that came out. If anybody knows what issue the original Smasher come in and was in, then please comment section down below. And it shows her finding the original Smasher's goggles, putting them on, flying through space and through a Stargate, and getting trained up and becoming, and how she became the first human to be part of the Imperial Superguard of the Shi'ar Empire. Jonathan Hickman on Avengers is a breath of fresh air. Uh, I had no problem really of what Bendis was doing with the Avengers. I didn't read everything that he did with the Avengers comic, but I had no problem with his writing on it, really. Some people out there did, which I can understand. Not everybody likes the same thing. But yeah, Jonathan Hickman on Avengers has been a breath of fresh air for me. It's the first time that I have really been interested in the Avengers comics. Uh, Adam Kubert's artwork on this is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And if you haven't read an Avengers comic because of Bendis's writing, pick this up, because Hickman is doing a really good job on this, and I can't praise this comic enough, really. I know a couple of people have picked this up because of my recommendation, and I would like to know what they think of it if they've read it yet. Yeah, definitely, if you haven't got this yet, it is worth picking up, honestly. I promise you. And finally, we have Harbinger #0 from Valiant. Uh, as much as I've been going on about how amazing Valiant comics are, or Valiant Entertainment is, and as much as I enjoy reading and I love reading Valiant comics, a lot of people put their best comics on the top of their stack and read them first. I'm the opposite. I put them in. I like the anticipation of getting to my best comics. So Valiant comics are always on the bottom of my stack because I know they are going to be the ones that I'm looking forward to reading the most. I know some people, to some people that might sound strange. Surely you want to read your best comics first, but yeah, me personally, I like to go through the stuff that is just, I'm enjoying, and then get to the real juicy stuff right at the bottom of it, like a good pie. um, in Harbinger #0, we have the origin of Teo Harada, who is the he's very rich, the philanthropist, billionaire, trillionaire, and also one of the strongest psionics in the Valiant universe. This shows his origin from the nuclear bombs being dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Him finding basically his powers being triggered by that, being the only survivor uh, uh, of who's come out relatively unscathed from the nuclear attack on those two cities, and his rise from just being a child in Japan in that time, right through to him relatively in the present day now, being the businessman and being uh, the main protagonist in the Harbinger stories. Uh, it is a really, really beautifully drawn and beautifully written comic. Joshua Dysart and Miko Soava are doing fantastic work with this comic, as all Valiant comics are fantastic. I really have to say, if you aren't reading anything at all from Valiant Comics, I know the comics are $3.99. I know they're really expensive, but they are worth that money, honestly. If you haven't got those comics, then pick up the trades. But if you want to wait until May, if you don't believe me and you want to wait till May to see how good they are, as I said before, Valiant Comics in May the 1st, they will be bringing out the first issues of all of their comics that they've published so far, for a princely sum of $1. So you'll be able to see how good they are, if you can wait that long. Personally, I wouldn't wait that long. I would say to you, see if you can pick up the trades of these that are coming out now, or if you can pick up the back issues for this, because they are absolutely phenomenal. It's the only word I can think of to use for Valiant Comics. Right, finally for this video, and oh, look at that! I've been speaking for over 40 minutes. That's pretty good, considering the last two was probably less than 20 minutes. Finally for this video, just got to give a shout out to a couple of people. If you haven't seen his channel yet, I must ask you to hasten to Gimpy 204's channel. He's a great guy. He's got loads of comics. He has got some fantastic videos up there. Some of them are really short, but they're really good. Not as long as mine, but not everybody wants to sit here for over an hour and watch me talk or watch people talk. Gimpy's a great bloke, great guy. I would love to chat with him sometime with a hangout or on Skype if we ever get a chance to do that one day. He seems like a real sound guy, and he also has some really cute videos up with him and his daughter. There was one video he put up I commented on where his daughter come in the back of the video, and I swear to God, she looked like the girl out of the Ring videos, the Ring movies. It was really creepy, but but it was still a really good video. So yeah, Gimpy 204. I'll put a link down below in the description box for his channel there. And like Gimpy, these guys really don't need to have me bigging them up, because they've got loads of people subscribing to their channel. But they are one of these channels on YouTube that I'm sure everybody who's watching this is going to see this in any case, is going to see their channel. But if you haven't, and you look at this channel and you subscribe to them, let them know that I told you about them. Okay, just say, oh, MAW0001 told me about you. And it is the Screen Team Show channel, who comprise of Angie and Chad. Yes, I'm looking at my notes, I know, but I'm terrible with names. I'd forget my own name if it wasn't for the fact it was sewn in my underpants. Angie and Chad on the Screen Team Show on the Screen Team channel. It's a great channel. They do parodies of modern songs and superheroes and computer games and cartoons and everything. And Angie and Chad seem like the most brilliant couple on YouTube. They seem like the kind of people that if you met them in a comic book convention, they would quite happily shake your hand and talk to them and everything. So yeah, if you haven't seen their channel yet, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, go over there and have a look. Subscribe if you want to. Like I said, they don't really need me advertising them, because they have got thousands of people subscribe to their channel. But yeah, it's one of those channels that I've enjoyed personally for ages, and I just thought I'd let you guys know about it, just in case you don't know anything, just in case you haven't seen them. That's it. That's it for this episode of the comic book review show. And luckily enough, Kirby was quite quiet. Thank you, Kirby. Thank you, buddy, for being quiet. Yes, thank you. Yes, I know. Thank you. Hopefully next week I might be able to do this video on a Friday. I'll see how it goes. Sunday nights seem to be better at the moment, because I get to actually collate all the information that I get in the week. So, got a question for everybody out there. Are these videos, are they interesting? Are you finding information out that you didn't actually know about? I know most of the stuff with the internet and that nowadays, everything is instantaneous. So you're probably finding out most of this information either on Twitter or Facebook or Google Plus, or just because you're connected to a certain website, you're finding this sort of information out. But is this information any use to anybody? And is it stuff that everybody's interested in? I'd just like to know, because I'd hate to be giving people information about stuff that they already know, and they're sitting there going, yes, we know, yes, we know, yes, I know about this, yes, I know about that. So it's just so I know I'm not wasting my time doing this and letting everybody know what's going on in the world of comics and movies and whatnot this last week. Thank you all for watching. I don't want to say too much, because I don't want to say I'm going to do something, and then because of everything that goes on the week, I end up not doing it. But I'm looking to do somebody asked me to do a top 10 horror movie video. So I'm looking to do that. I'm looking to do a video on the bookshelves behind me and all the other bookshelves and show you. And I'm also looking to do possibly some more comic book stew videos, where I just delve into a box of my old comics out here and just show you what I've got in that box. Like I said, I'm not promising when they're going to happen, because obviously real life is a hell of a mistress, and I've got to obviously do what real life wants me to do first before I do this, sadly. But yeah, I shall see if I can do that. If you like this video, if you found anything in it interesting, if you've got a comment on any of the stuff I spoke about in this video, comment section down below is where it's got to be seen. Unless you want to make a video, a reply video for that, which would be fantastic. If you didn't like the video, or you don't agree with any of the comments that I made, in this video, if you just don't like the videos, then feel free to thumbs down. As far as I'm concerned, thumbs up, thumbs down, it's a free world. But if you do thumbs it down, if you do thumbs down the video, let me know why you thumbs it down. Yeah, just let me know why. I would hate to think that you thumbs down the video and didn't leave a comment of why you thumbs down the video, and then I had to send around the fearless defenders to beat you up, because you didn't comment on why you thumbs it down. Yeah, if you have anything at all to say about this video, then feel free to do so. And I've got to say thank you for everybody who has subscribed. If this is the first time you have seen one of my videos, hopefully it hasn't deterred you from wanting to see any more. And if that's the case, welcome to the insanity. And of course, feel free to subscribe on the subscribe button there, or wherever the bloody other thing is. Sorry, I'm coughing, and my laptop's on my lap, which is one of the things it's called a laptop for, which means everything's shaking whilst I cough. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Subscribe, please subscribe. I love subscribers. I've got over 250 of you guys now subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Everybody who's subscribed recently as well. You're all fantastic, wonderful, lovely people. I'd love to give you all a hug. I love you all.